Back from Egypt, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's back with the Jets at camp today, and he addressed his previous absence and overseas trip. You think drama's all done? Water under the bridge?
Well, yeah. And for me, like, this was never a big deal anyway. Like, I think for me, when I listen to Aaron Rodgers, some of the word choices that he chose to say, like, deceptive or
words can be misleading.
Words can be misleading.
Yeah.
All those, and you're a guy that kind of manipulates words.
Sure.
That
Certain
right there
things
is
are
bad.
more mandatory than others.
Yeah, but when you think about the locker room, which I've been in, like, no one cares.
They didn't. Can I ask a question about that real quick before you go on? Because he said I talked to my teammates, but he didn't talk to them before. Because we know that Tyrod found out he was starting that OTA day on the practice field. So there was So I assume what he's saying there is I have talked to them since. So there wasn't in the moment. When you say no one cares, no one that day of mandatory OTAs cared that our starting quarterback's not here. No one cares?
No one cares.
Okay.
Like I think when he's talking about I talked to them recently, obviously he's going to clear it up with them after the fact. But some guys knew. The Jets organization knew, Robert Saleh knew, Nathaniel Hackett knew. There were individuals in that locker room that definitely knew he wasn't going to be in attendance. And maybe some guys didn't know and they found out just like the media. But more importantly, like for me, when you're in season and a guy is running behind and we're supposed to be there 2 hours before every game and the guy's not showing up, guys are looking like, dude, where's Wilds? OTAs, if a guy doesn't show up, nobody's like, where's Wilds? It's OTAs. It's minicamp. We all understand that it is still offseason. Any player you ask, I don't care if something is mandatory or not. You may not choose to get fined for something, but somebody else may. I don't care if he's not there. Is he going to be here? Listen to Garrett Wilson when he talks right now. Is he here now? Oh, we good.
So I buy that there's not going to be a lot of shrapnel from him missing minicamp with his teammates. I think it clearly irritated Robert Saleh, and I think it irritated somebody above Robert Saleh within the organization, which is why it was classified the way it was, but that's just speculation. The part of this, to me, is drama with Rodgers officially done. When the quote that I was most interested in and what he said there was, I knew how much I wanted to be in Egypt, and he made that choice. And that, to me, if that is the choice the quarterback of your team is going to make, and then he's going to kind of needle anyone that had an issue with it by wearing that stupid Egyptian cat shirt on his first day to remind everybody where I've been and what I've been doing, then no, the drama's not going to be done.
I can't help
it. I'm not saying that there's going to be any more drama about the Egypt trip. I'm saying past action is a good predictor of future behavior. And him saying, yeah, there was just something more important to me, makes it incredibly likely, Wilds, more so than any other starting quarterback in the league at the very least, that something else could come up that's more important to him other than playing quarterback for the New York Jets.
I agree with that 100%. And let me frame this for you, Greg. Greg, when's your birthday?
21st of September.
Okay, September 21st. You were on this show September 21st. I did not get you a birthday card. Happy birthday, Greg.
You did not?
I did not. Did that bother you? Be 100% honest. No, be 100% honest. Did it bother you? No, it didn't. Obviously, it didn't. Yeah. If you came on your birthday.
Great if Greg was like, I'm glad you asked.
It didn't bother you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I'm trying to get the point is like framing something as it didn't bother you is different leadership. So I didn't get you a birthday card. I didn't get you a present. I didn't get you anything. And it didn't bother you, and we're good. But if on your birthday you showed up to your office and there was balloons and a nice rice cooker for you that I got and a card and we were all up there, would that made you feel like, you know what? Good leadership. I'm really beloved here and this is awesome.
It would have made me feel good.
Probably. So I just think it's an issue where every other quarterback went to this mini camp. Aaron Rodgers didn't. But if you frame it as, did it bother you? No, it didn't bother me. But there's another level of leadership that all those other guys did that was above and beyond.
It's not even above and beyond. It's just showing up to what's required.
Actually, it's not above and beyond. It's actually just perfectly at the line.
Yeah, it's what we're supposed to do
Yes.
in this moment of the season.
And it didn't bother you, but it would have been nice to,
I mean, you rolled your
there.
eyes. I shouldn't say you didn't roll your eyes, actually, but you seemed skeptical of what I was saying about future actions. Let me phrase it, I guess, differently. If we were to tell you, hey, there is going to be a starting quarterback this year that misses a Wednesday practice because he had something non-football related, unexcused by the team, you get $1,000 if you guess which quarterback it is. What name would you say? Because I know for me, now maybe the right answer is none of them will. But if you tell me which quarterback is most likely to have something like that, which quarterback is most likely to all of a sudden be a guy who, because of something totally unrelated to him playing quarterback for his team, is being talked about on CNN, I would say Aaron Rodgers. There's a lot of things where I just don't think it's realistic to say the drama's done because he showed up for the first day of training camp.
So I get I get all of that. When you frame it like that, maybe somebody would say Aaron Rodgers. But when has he ever done this? When has he ever missed anything regular season? When?
No, never.
Never.
But he never missed mandatory minicamp before this.
I understand that. And I guess what my point is when I totally get when you say everything that he says, everybody has to be buttoned up. We have to be all in. We understand what the big picture is that we're chasing and the goal is that we're after. And if he's the one that gets to break the rules, that's, again, it's fine, but no one else can break the rule. However, when you are the person that everybody has deemed the savior and everybody is expecting all of this the glory to happen because of you, if you feel like you need to check out for a minute and you've already discussed it with ownership and leadership, maybe not all teammates, but some, I'm sorry, I'm good with that.
Okay. I'm ready to make a ruling.
What?
I'm done talking about Egypt on the show.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
We're done.
That's totally fair.
I think we're good.
I agree with that. I just don't think this will be the last thing.
Yeah.
I think
Well, we
no
need chapter
reason to
2.
believe
We're
it'll be
closing the
last
book
thing.
on the
He's Aaron Rodgers. We're going to talk. Something's going to come up that we talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be him not being at a practice or him missing something at
Okay.
the facility.
We'll see. Okay. We'll see.
Throws for 225 yards in the first
You wanna
3
put a little
games.
wager on that?
Ooh.
A couple push-ups or?
Well, I'm
Spin
injured,
bike.
but
You're injured?
Yeah, my U.S. Open ball boy triout yesterday didn't go
my-
great. But
Did we not?
It is what
Obviously.
it is. It is what it is. I'm
Hamstring?
playing. You know what?
Hamstring?
You didn't even know I was. Of course, hamstring. Real bad.
Did you stretch?
Real bad. Let's do the show. There'll be a social media video of it in a few days.
Wow.
We're counting down the NFL top 100, 2 quarterbacks in the 90s. The Prince coming in at 94, up 2 spots from last year. Congratulations to the Prince. Rodgers coming in at 92. He's down 41 spots now that he has a surgically repaired Achilles. Here's how the Prince ranked in his last 2 years. You know what Hub says?
What?
Not me.
What does Hub say?
Mid.
Okay. Yeah,
Well, just
he
saying.
might.
Who will have the better year this year, the Prince or Aaron Rodgers?
I think it's outrageous if anybody says Rodgers to this. When is the last time Aaron Rodgers was better than Trevor Lawrence? You have to go back to Trevor's rookie season. So, just throw out last year, that's fine. It's not fair because Aaron popped his Achilles. The last full year they played, right, which would have been Trevor's second year and Aaron's last year with Green Bay, we can show you those numbers. Trevor was the better player then. Since then, Aaron has suffered a catastrophic injury. Trevor suffered injuries, but nothing like a torn Achilles. And one is 40, the other's 24. Also, how long has it been since either one of them had either an excellent game, a truly outstanding game, or won a playoff game? So days since last playoff win for Aaron Rodgers, your playoff, this is really a Wilds graphic, we're at 1,200. For Trevor, we're the year before last. And last since a 300-yard game, for Trevor, it was last season. And for Aaron, it was 3 years ago. So it is baffling to me if people actually think Aaron Rodgers with the New York Jets with Nat Hackett is going to be better this year than Trevor Lawrence. That one's a 24-year-old future star. The other's a 40-year-old trying to hang on after a bad season and then a debilitating injury. That's obvious.
Yeah, solid.
To some. To others, it's just as obvious the other way.
Really?
Yeah, I'm off the Trevor bandwagon, man.
But you don't even have to be on the bandwagon and think he's going to be better than Aaron Rodgers.
I think he's going to have a bounce-back year because expectations have been tempered and lowered for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We don't expect them to be too much of anything this year, so maybe he can play now that all the spotlight isn't on him. But when you look at this Jets team and look at what they have around Aaron Rodgers, it's not necessarily that he has to be what he once was with Green Bay, leading them to all these NFC championship games and throwing for 4,000 yards every year, only two interceptions and all the things. What he just needs to simply do is get the ball into the playmaker's hands. He's a smarter quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. He understands how to deliver the ball. He's going to put them in better situations. I just feel like in this season, with all that is looming in front of the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers knowing that it's on him, he's going to have a better year than Trevor Lawrence.
So do you think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league this year? I mean, I'm just putting you on the spot. I apologize. I mean, he being Aaron. Like that he's going to – because I'm just trying to figure out if this is more about how low you are on Trevor or how high you are on Aaron, or maybe it's both.
It's a little bit of both. I'm a lot lower on Trevor than what I think you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but for me, I don't think Aaron is – I'm not going to say he's a top 10 quarterback. If I were to guess who would be a top 10 quarterback this year, clearly Aaron Rodgers.
Well, okay. Well, then if Aaron is better than Trevor this year without being a consensus top 10 quarterback, then Trevor's in real trouble. Like if Trevor is this season, like not a definitive top half, top third of the league quarterback, then the Jags probably made a mistake with the contract they gave him.
Yeah.
They're in real trouble. So I understand a lot of people think that it appears you're one of them. To me, I think we're approaching this almost opposite from how we're looking at it. I think Trevor's better than people expect. And I think right now the Jets' biggest weakness is coaching staff. And I think their second biggest weakness might be stability at the quarterback position. I don't think they have this massive upgrade coming at quarterback. They have the oldest quarterback in the league coming off an injury who the last year we saw him play looked to be on a significant downslope. I don't think they are getting this great quarterback play walking into the building. I don't.
So you don't think that Aaron Rodgers coming off of injury at age 40 is better than what they've had?
Well, no, I think he's not going to be the worst quarterback in the league, which is what they had. But I think people are expecting them to have, at a minimum, above-average quarterback play. And maybe
you
top
don't think
10.
that's going to happen?
No. I think that the Jets' quarterback position this year will be somewhere in the low teens.
When have we seen Aaron Rodgers as a below-average quarterback?
The last year that he played. His last season in Green Bay.
In Green Bay.
Yeah, when they went 8-9, when he threw away a game to go to the playoffs at home against the lowly Lions, when they
you know what? You're right. It was below average for Aaron Rodgers standards.
It was. I don't know if we can pull it up. It was below
20 yards a game.
It was below average. He was somewhere between 14 to 17 in every major passing category.
You mean like Trevor Lawrence for his career?
That's fine, right? But I think one guy is 24 and on the upswing. Aaron's last year in Green Bay has been framed as bad for Aaron, when in reality, going 8-9, needing a furious rally at the end of the year after I think starting 4-8 to stay alive, and then losing a home game to the Lions where you throw a lollipop to lose the game and throw for 200 yards, have 0 touchdowns, 1 pick in a must-win game to finish that season. That wasn't like, oh, it's just because of Aaron's standards. It was an league average-ish quarterback year, maybe below average, maybe slightly above average. It was around the 15th best quarterbacking year in the league that season. That's the last time we saw him play. And everyone's like, oh, it was his thumb, but the winning streak, it was better. But then week 18, I guess it was hurt again. It didn't make sense to me then. And oh, yeah, since then, his coaching staff got worse, his head coach got worse, and he popped an Achilles. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out
clips from other shows on FS1.